As I told the officers last night, RJ was locking up. We had just talked. I don't even know what time it was. What was it?
2 a.m.
Anyway, he shoved me to the ground. Shot rang out, and then another.
2 shots.
We've recovered one of the bullets. I sent Mulrooney over to ballistics to have it checked out.
Good. RJ, what do you know about this?
What makes you think I know anything about it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe your record?
Club Indigo is legit.
You seem to know that this hit was coming.
Instinct. Split second before I noticed it, that's all.
You want to tell me how?
I saw a car approaching, and I saw what looked like the barrel of a gun.
Any debts past due? Maybe you've ticked off one of the local loan
Just
sharks?
slow down just a moment, please. I mean, this man saved my life.
This man has a case history a mile long. Now, come on, RJ. Who's got reason to be mad at you these days?
I was not the target.
Then who were they aiming at? The good Reverend?
Dad?
Kevin.
Yeah, I didn't even know you were in here today. And Zach tells me you want to see me. What, you sleep here?
I heard about Will.
He's a punk. He's a mealy-mouthed, rotten, no-good, rich little punk. He's a regular mama's boy, Kevin. And he's damn lucky that I didn't tear him limb from limb for what he did to your sister. But you know what? He passed out before I could get to him, and he landed himself in a hospital.
Well, lucky him. You know, you didn't get any word on where Jessica is, huh?
No, the police are still looking. And I can't lie to you. I'm worried sick about it.
Yeah, I know you're worried about her, and you got a right to be, but now that you know that Christian is not the father, I figured you could call off the hounds.
I'm not calling off nothing. None of it gets those two back here before they do something really foolish.
All right, but you and I both know that Christian didn't kidnap her.
Kevin, you know, I have had more than enough grief from your mother on that subject. Please, don't you start in on me, too.
Okay, all right. I was just trying to help. Different subject. Joey called me. He's in New York City. He's looking around at Columbia, all the spots that the students hang out. Went up to the Art Institute to see if Christian had been there.
Yeah, any leads?
No, nothing yet.
Damn. Well, I'll tell you what, if you really want to help, what you could do is focus on the banner. Neither your mother nor I have the stomach for it right now.
I understand.
There was a drive-by shooting at Club Indigo last night, and I understand that Andrew Carpenter was involved.
Involved how? What, did he get hurt?
I don't think so.
Well, hell, I'll check that out for sure. As far as the family front goes, though, you know, if you need anything, you call me. Okay. See you around.
Don, if my wife calls, I'm still not here.
Make sure he gets plenty of rest and drinks lots of fluids with his meds.
Fluids, any more fluids, I'm gonna float away.
Hey, you heard the lady, huh?
Nigel, it's Lindsay. Is my husband back yet? He's not home? Oh, I see. All right, thanks.
You two have a fight?
Oh, well, it's nothing I can't handle.
Great, I ruined your marriage.
No, Will, you haven't.
No, Mom, be honest with me. It's bad, isn't it? Look, Clint doesn't even know how lucky he is to be married to you.
He's just angry. He's said some awful things, but so did I.
Yeah, but Mom, I am the one who messed up. He has no right to take it out on you.
I don't want you thinking that this is your problem.
Come on, I mean, look, you are a beautiful, smart, talented woman. I mean, it'd be crazy to let you go.
You always say the right thing. Why don't you go get your prescription? Okay, I'll go check your room to see if you've left anything behind.
He has to take all the antibiotics, even if he starts to feel fine.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure it gets done. Thank you. Lindsay, talk to me. I just want you to know, if you'd like to come over to the house and maybe spoon-feed Will some chicken soup, you're welcome.
I'd love to.
But you worried about Clint?
Yeah.
Well, what happened after you left here?
You do the math. I told him to go to hell and have a nice flight.
Oh, well, that adds up to not very good.
She's a baby. She's my baby girl. And I'm telling you, I'm angry as hell at Christian taking off with her like this.
Let's try to get Jess and Christian back here. Then we can all sit down, have an honest talk, and I think we can probably reach a solution that's gonna work for everybody.
Oh. What are you gonna do? Tie me to my chair? I'm telling you, that kid will sit right there and lie to me right to my face.
Well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now, those kids have to know that it is safe to come back home.
Now, Bo?
Clint, look, having a baby, it doesn't have to be a big disaster. Look at me. Hey, I'm happy about having one. I know my situation isn't anything like theirs, but the thing is, a grandchild that you could love. The important thing right now is that Jessica's okay. So what do you think? Can you call off this manhunt?
I'm worried about Jessica. I mean, what if she doesn't come home and I never get to see my kid?
Will, I've known Jessica a long time. She's a hometown girl. She's got too much family here to stay away from Landview too long.
I hope you're right.
Hey, there you are. I've been looking for you. Nora, hi.
Hi.
Now join One Life to Live.
I don't know. I mean, no one would deliberately shoot at you.
See, I'm beginning to have my doubts about that.
Who? No, wait a minute. No. You, me?
You are going to give me the truth. The truth. Right here and now. Did you start to get afraid that I knew a little too much? Is that what happened? Did you?
Okay. Take care. Marie?
Nora, hi.
How are you?
Nora handled the papers when we adopted Keisha.
How could I forget?
Hi. Well, how are you? How is that bright-eyed girl of yours?
Oh, it's so wonderful. We finally conceived one of our own.
You know, I heard about that happening. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for both of you.
We had a pretty good scare, though.
Oh?
Yeah. She had to have a bone marrow transplant, and Paul was the donor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it go well?
Take a look. Right in there. The nurses got it.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
Scary to think how important genetics are when we realize we don't even know who Keisha's parents are.
Yeah, that's quite a lot to think about, isn't it? Yeah, especially when something goes wrong. Well, I hope everything's fine.
I'm sure it will be. It's really nice to see you.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Dad, I can't stop thinking about Jessica. You know, I mean, where is she? I mean, look, it's freezing outside. Does she even have a blanket or?
All right. Just calm down, okay? I mean, the fact is Jessica can take care of herself. She's not an idiot.
Oh, yeah, well, neither one of us were too smart bringing a child into the world this way.
Well, come on. The two of you made a mistake, but you're trying to do the right thing. You're taking responsibility for your actions, and that's a good thing. The fact is, though, is that until Jessica and Christian decide what they're going to do, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. Dad, I'm gonna have a baby. I mean, a baby. You know, I mean, like the little ones that we saw in the hospital today.
I know.
I'm gonna be a father.
I know. It's all right. I'm gonna be here with you every step of the way, pal.
I don't know. I mean, there's a baby out there, and I helped make it. I mean, how could I ever turn my back on that? How could I just pretend that that didn't happen?
I know. But, Will, it's so complicated.
Yeah, well,
I mean, if Jessica and Christian decide to get married, then it becomes really complicated.
Yeah, well, what are my rights, though? I mean, what do I have to do to make sure that I don't lose out?
Well, the first thing you got to do is you get your name on that birth certificate.
I don't mean just my name. I mean, I want to raise the kid.
All right. Okay. Let's take it one step at a time, all right? I mean, you say that now, but the fact is, Will, raising a child, it's the hardest job you'll ever do.
What are you trying to do? What, talk me out of it?
No, absolutely not. I'm trying to make you think about some of the ramifications, right? You can't do that. You haven't been there. I've been there. Pal, I'm telling you that someday you're going to meet a woman that you want to settle down with, you want to have a family with.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already have, you know, but I mean, the way I feel about Roseanne isn't going to change the way I feel about this kid that I have with Jessica.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you have some kind of custody thing in mind?
I mean, and maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I have in mind.
Andrew, I don't even own a gun anymore. I didn't do it. Please, you've got to believe me. You have to believe me.
I want to believe you. I just don't know what to believe anymore.
Andrew, you're my friend.
I want to be your friend. I swear I do. And I want to help you. I just don't think I can give you the help you need.
Oh, God, please, you have to believe me. I swear to you, the thought never even crossed my mind. I swear it didn't.
Listen to me. If you want help, and if you want to get out from under the nightmare you're in with Cassie, then you've got to confess. And you've got to do it now.
Can we pick up where we left off?
I just feel awful about everything. I don't know, I seem to be some kind of a jinx or something. I mean, first Cassie, and now Andrew's been shot at, and it just seems that everyone I care about, I don't know how I can ever make this up to everyone.
I don't think you're responsible for every single thing that goes wrong in Landview.
I still feel guilty.
I'm more interested in anything you might have seen, Miss Graham, that seemed at all out of ordinary.
You gotta find a way to live without all this guilt.
Excuse me, Lisa. I need to speak with Miss Graham for a moment.
Gentlemen, if you'll step over here, please.
What, just don't start in about Drew.
You confided in the good Reverend, didn't you?
No, I never did that. I mean, I talk to Andrew. He's my friend. I tell him all sorts of things.
You confessed to Reverend Carpenter, and then you told your father about it.
I barely even speak to my father these days.
You called him last night from the payphone here. I just checked with the phone company.
No, I didn't. I swear I called Joey. I mean, Joey wasn't actually there, but that's who I called.
You spoke to your father, and 20 minutes later, someone took a shot at Andrew.
No.
Oh, please.
I didn't do it.
Oh, please. This sick game has to stop right now. Look at me. Please. Before someone else gets killed.
If the police can keep Jessica and Christian from eloping, I say let the charges stand. And that's my last word on the subject.
Okay.
Except, well, you're kind of right about some of the other stuff. I mean, like a grandchild. Bo, I could welcome a grandchild with open arms if the situation were just a little different.
What else was I right about? Are you willing to sit down with Lindsay and Will and hear what they have to say?
No. I cannot get the image out of my mind. The mental picture of that punk laying drunk on the floor of the lodge, seducing my little girl.
I understand that, but your anger is not going to bring back her innocence.
Bo, she's 17.
But she participated, you know. The kid, he didn't force her.
Hey, did I say he forced her? I said he seduced her. And with what? A bucket load of 10-cent, meaningless charm. And Lindsay, his mother, She still thinks that he walks on water.
Who are you really mad at?
Everybody, but especially both of them.
I know that Lindsay cares about you. And I know you cared enough about her to marry her.
Bo, let's get something straight. Let me be honest with you, just for once. I married Lindsay because Vicky turned me down. Dumbest damn thing I ever did. You know why? It didn't have to happen, Bo. It didn't have to happen. It turns out that Vicky was going to accept my proposal. Now, if I hadn't walked into that chapel in Vegas, I'd be married to Vicky, and Jessica wouldn't be pregnant.
But Jessica is pregnant. And you're not married to Vicky. You're married to Lindsay. Now, is there any way you could give her another chance?
Oh, no. No, that can't happen. That can't happen. I can't put aside the past, Bo. I can't just talk it out. I can't hang in there and be supportive day in and day out anymore. You know why? Because my marriage is missing something. It's missing something very crucial, something you and Nora have. You've got it in spades. You know what it is? Trust. Trust. And I can't trust Lindsay. I can't trust her. Not the way you trust Nora.
You don't even know what it is. I will tell you about trust. And have I got news for you?
Will, just hold it, all right? You're moving way too fast here, pal.
I'm moving too fast? What about Kristen and Jessica?
What about Kristen and Jessica? The fact is, I understand that you want to love your kid, all right? But getting involved in a custody battle right now, do you think that's going to help things?
No, I mean, I know it can get ugly. I mean, I went through it myself with you and Mom, but I mean, this is important to me.
Will, you listen to me. I've been through it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You understand me? Now, what could possibly be that important?
Knowing who you are. I mean, I always had that with you guys. Even when you were fighting, no matter what, I know who my parents were, that you guys cared about me.
Yeah, well, we do care about you. But the fact is, you know, some people believe that the person who raises the child is the true parent.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what Christian's trying to pull.
Well, Christian, if he loves this baby as much as Jessica, maybe he's right.
No, but it is not his flesh and blood. I want this kid to know everything, to know the truth. You know, I mean, I know that I can work something out with them.
No, Will, look, you are talking about so much compromise and so much sacrifice here. You have no idea. Trust me on this. Just wait and see what happens.
Think about it. I mean, how would this kid feel if someday somebody just walks up to him and says, hey, you know what? Your whole life is a lie. Your dad isn't your real dad. I couldn't let that happen. Could you?
Detective West, I think we're finished here for now. The two of you will be in touch.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Don't we at least get another flatfoot on the beat?
Mr. Gannon, I suggest that you get in touch with some of your former associates and make sure that none of them is carrying a grudge.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that.
For the sake of my article, how would you categorize this investigation?
This investigation is ongoing. As soon as we get the results from the tests on the bullet, we'll know more where to go. Miss Graham, we'll take you back to the hospital now.
Listen, Kevin, don't use this on your front page, okay? I don't need the publicity.
RJ, thank you.
Sure, Andrew, sure.
I'm gonna get back to the rectory.
Hey, there's something brewing between you and Barbara. I'd have to be a dumb cluck not to see that, so you want to tell me about it?
It's not that I don't want to tell you, Kevin. I can't.
Hey.
Here's some chicken soup.
Thanks.
I was right, wasn't I? It's over between us, isn't it?
Don't go getting girly on me. I'm not up to one of your
A
tantrums.
tantrum. No, this is not a tantrum.
Calm down, Lindsay. This isn't helping.
You were talking about trust. I know something about that.
Lindsay,
don't try to reason with her, Bo. You're wasting your breath.
You two are standing here talking about trust and honesty in a marriage like Dear Abby. If you only knew what was going on right under your
Well, I'll tell
noses.
you what. Why don't you enlighten us?
Well, you're always saying that you can't trust me. Like Bo trusts Nora, right?
That's right. That's what I said.
The truth is,
Lindsay, you're upset right now. You're angry. Why don't you just take some time and just cool off, okay? Whatever it is that you want to say, give it some time, all right? So that you don't say something you regret or something that you can't take back.
Yeah, come on, go ahead. Go ahead. Forget the fact that Bo is here pleading your case. Go ahead, cut him off at the knees. Hell, cut me off. Cut us both off at the knees. Unless this is one of your grandstand performances.
Don't say anything you're going to regret either, Clint.
Well?
I don't want to hurt Bo.
What'd I tell you? She's shooting blanks. Another empty threat.
You know what?
What?
I'm tired of this, too. So why don't you just have the divorce papers drawn up, and we'll get this over with.